What's going on, Guardians? It's Tizzle here. So today, I'm going to be giving you all the info you need so that you can know whether or not to stop farming Warden of Nothing this weekend. Now, I wanted to get this video up sooner, but I've had literally no time this week, and in the spare time that I did have, I wanted to farm out some Wendigo rolls for myself. Anyways, let's not waste any more time and get straight into the data. So first off, the description on D2 Gunsmith says that spike grenades do 50% more damage to impact damage. And it goes on to say that due to how explosive and impact damage both work together, a lower blast radius provides a better damage boost. This is true because a higher blast radius will give more damage to the explosion part of the grenade and equal itself out by doing less impact damage. But this is pretty minor overall. But if you are looking for a perfect roll on Wendigo, you would go for autoloading holster with explosive light and spike grenades. And then you would want either a handling or velocity masterwork. And for the launch perk, the one that gives the least blast radius, which is hard launch because it actually gives -5 to blast radius. So now that we know what is the highest damaging roll to get, let's go over how much damage it will do. I will have a lot of numbers for you, but I will try to make it easy to follow along. So let us first look at spike grenades. I have a roll with spike grenades and alloy casing. So with alloy casing, I hit for 27,778 blast damage and 7636 impact damage. I then swapped to spike grenades and the explosion damage stays the same, and the impact damage is now 11,454. This is a 50% increase to impact damage, and the total damage goes from 35,414 to 39,232. That is 3,818 more damage per shot, which is a damage increase of 10.7%. So it's actually a pretty big damage bump. In one 6-round mag, you would deal 22,908 more damage with spike grenades, which is enough damage to deal like 64.7% more of a grenade. So you essentially get a half grenade more damage in a 6-round mag. But augmented drum or mini frags holds 7 in the mag, so you would actually deal more total damage with that perk, which is great because Cascade Point is all about firing off as much damage as possible in a quick amount of time. So this leads me to say that the god roll is subjective and scenario dependent. But for total damage, if you could dump all your reserves, then spike grenades is the way to go. But for quick burst DPS, then an extra round in the mag is the way to go. So I'll just let you decide which you prefer. But what happens when you have spike grenades on an explosive light roll? Now, I don't have a roll with explosive light and spike grenades, but I do have a roll with explosive light, so let's look at the math. This roll also has hard launch, so it is pretty much the best roll you can get without spike grenades. So without explosive light active, we hit for 27,020 explosion damage and 8,393 impact damage, for a total damage of 35,413. But what happens when we have explosive light? The damage goes to 49,494 explosion damage and 4,454 impact damage. So it decreases the impact damage to the lowest possible amount because of explosive light. So now if we take that 4,454 impact damage and multiply by 1.5, we get 6681 impact damage. So the total damage with mini frags is 53,948. And with spike grenades, the theoretical damage would be 56,175. That is 2227 more damage per shot. That is 4.13% more damage per shot. However, mini frags and augmented drum can hold 7 in the mag, so that 7th shot would hit for 35,413 because we can only hold 6 shots of explosive light. So in reality, emptying one mag would hit for 337,050 damage with spike grenades, where with 7 in the mag, you would hit for 359,101 damage. So all that is to say, it depends on the damage scenario and other stuff. The point of this video is to say this: don't delete any roll you get with autoloading holster and explosive light. You can make it work and the damage difference will be 4.1%. But in some scenarios, depending on the encounter, a mag increasing perk could actually be better. I just wanted to make this video to clarify these numbers to everyone and show that you don't need spike grenades. Yes, I think it is best in slot, but I see people all over social media saying it is trash and useless without spike grenades, and that is just simply not the case at all. I will not be farming for a better roll, as my 4 out of 5 god roll is fine enough for me. I think it is important to have spike grenades on a Cascade Point GL, because that is actually a 10.7% difference rather than 4.1%. If you can get away with no spike grenades on any roll, it is an explosive light roll thanks to the interaction between blast radius and impact damage. Also, it means a blast radius masterwork on an explosive light roll is actually detrimental, so I would avoid that more than I would worry about getting spike grenades or not. Again, if you didn't know, Explosive Light inherently maxes out the blast radius to 100. Anyways, you do want to shoot for a handling or velocity masterwork if you can help it, but at the end of the day, what really matters is getting a roll with autoloading and Explosive Light, and the rest is just good enough in my opinion. Hell, we will probably be using rockets for DPS for the foreseeable future anyways. Anyways, that is it from me. I hope this video was informative and made sense, and if it did, then a like and subscription would be greatly appreciated. Happy Wendigo farming, and take care.